We are live, and I'm just hoping that everyone got the memo. We're here a few minutes early, so I'm not expecting to see anyone just yet. And everything seems to be looking okay. So for anyone who turns up later, yes, we had to reschedule because I was sick as anything yesterday morning. So let's see, what have we got? Um, Tariq and Sarah, Lisa and Neil and Tish all turned up yesterday, and I wasn't there. Anyway, let's hope someone turns up. 3 minutes before start time. We've moved into a new apartment. Because it's Chinese New Year coming up, when I first booked the times. Hey, Catherine, good morning. Lovely to see you. How you going? So when I first booked Malacca, the accommodation we chose, um, I was planning to move to Ipoh today. And then I was reminded that with Chinese New Year coming up, it wouldn't be a good time to be traveling anywhere in Malaysia. The roads, the transport, everything was going to be really, really busy. So I extended our accommodation, but the accommodation that we were in wanted a huge amount compared to the past 3 weeks by comparison. And I went, yeah, not so sure about that. So we've moved to another apartment. This one's more of a family home. Someone lives here, so they've vacated to allow us to occupy it for 5 nights. We could see, look, I don't know if you can see over there, we've got people's bits and bobs all over the place, and it just feels like we're a guest in someone's home. Someone else has just joined us. Welcome, whoever that is. Say hi. Lovely to see you, whoever you are. And as I was saying yesterday, yeah, sorry about that. The previous evening we had, hi, Joanne, great to see you. So the previous evening we'd headed down to the local food centre for something to eat. You can probably hear that my voice is still a bit raspy. And all of a sudden I just had an urgency to get home again. And I've been dealing with that for the last 24 hours, so to speak. My body aches from everything that it's been made to go through for the last 24 hours. So that wasn't real fun. Anyway, we're here now. It's all good. I thought, we've been here a month, obviously doing okay, but not to be. All of a sudden, it just hit me bad. Yeah, so not much fun at all. All right, so we've got a couple more have jumped on. Give me a wave, say hi, whoever you are that's just joined us. I always love to see, yeah, a bit. I'm on the mend. I'm not fully recovered. I'm not 100% yet, but no doubt by the end of the day I'll be feeling better. I could use some fruit. None of the shops around here seem to sell any fruit. It's like, well, I don't eat a lot of fruit, but just eating 3 meals a day out, and it's kind of lots of noodles, lots of rice, a lot of fried stuff going on, and I feel very blur. Anyway, hoping to get more fruit today. All right, so we've just hit 6:45. Let's talk about what we're going to look at today. I've got three recordings for you. The 2 temples. I've somehow managed to stuff up my video rendering, so we're going to be watching that by sharing my screen direct from DaVinci. So hopefully that all goes okay. I don't know if that uses more processing than just sharing a video. Hopefully it'll go fine. I've seen Matt share from DaVinci before, so he seemed to do okay. So I've got my fingers crossed and hoping that all goes well. So what we'll do is I'm just going to show you some images from the Old Town area that we walked through in Malacca, a little bit of the Royal Press, which is a printing museum, and then we'll look at the two temples. They're two Chinese temples across the road from each other. One of them is the oldest temple in Malaysia, and the other one is much more recent but follows a branch of Buddhism, so it's kind of more narrow in its focus as to the protocol that it follows. So let's get into the first little video just to get things underway. There's temples everywhere in Melaka. This is another small temple just around the corner from those two I mentioned. The temple decorations, the ornateness of it is everywhere, from a small corner one to even the largest. They're all extremely ornate. Here's a dragon for the Year of the Dragon that's coming up. And then we had this amazing dessert. It's called a cromboli, and it was just the most amazing dessert we've ever had. So we shared that. And this guy here, not the one in front, of course, the one in the back, that one, he was Mr. Universe, and he was the one who actually championed the whole jonker walk and getting it listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this little park is dedicated to him and his achievement in getting UNESCO recognition. And he's known there as the chairman of Jonker Walk Committee. Then on this side you'll see that he's Mr. Universe, Mr. Asia, Mr. Malaysia, Mr. Malaka, the father of bodybuilding in Malaysia. And that's who championed getting that recognition for this area. So normally that little dragon sits in another part of the park, but they brought him forward just to celebrate Chinese New Year. And there's some lovely street art. And now we're in the museum. Hi, Michaela. This is the museum to printing. It's called the Royal Press, and it's polyglot museum, polyglot letterpress museum, which means that it prints letterpress in multiple languages. Malacca, of course, was a port where lots of trades from different parts of the world passed through. So having printing available in different languages was really important. You've got the Malay, English, Chinese, Tamil, Arabic, all can be printed using the technology here. And there's some beautiful, absolutely beautiful features around this museum. Hi Sarah, welcome back, and thank you for attempting to join me yesterday. I'm so sorry I had to call it off. So that was just a little walk around the museum, the printing museum. Alrighty, so next up we've got the Cheng Hun Teng Museum, which is temple rather. You can see my brain's still a bit foggy. Which is the oldest temple in Malaysia. It's really beautiful. Let's just let the temple speak for itself. I'll try and add a little bit here and there. I've read up on it a little, but I'm not sure how much I can add. Still not 100%, Sarah, but better than I was yesterday, that's for sure. As I was saying to the others, my body still aches from everything that I was going through. But yeah, we're on the mend. It's all good. We'll get there. So this is starting in the street outside the temple. And across the road from the temple is an opera house. And that's the second temple that we'll go into after this one. So that's a theatre. It's part of the temple, but they hold opera and drama and plays and musical productions there. So this is the front entrance to the temple. Everything, absolutely everything about the temple is just incredibly ornate. Wait till you see the doors as we enter. Look at that. Isn't it just amazing? These incredible doors. So this was built during the Dutch period, the Dutch Malacca period. It was built around 350 years ago, or they estimate around about 1600. Apparently, there's a little bit of uncertainty as to when exactly it was first built. But this here, it's a little bit weird. It's one of the old paintings that's faded, and someone's tried to restore it, and it just looks a little odd. But the roof, the detail on the roof, the tiles, all the characters, the animals, and the colour. My photography wasn't able to really do it justice. Hopefully you could see some of the animals that are depicted there on the roof. So this temple observes the three doctrines of Chinese religion. So we've got Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. And as we walk along this section here, you'll see that I look up into the rafters and just looking at the incredible, the dark, rich colour of the timber, highlighted with the red and the gold. Of course, incense and offerings are prevalent in all the temples. And this is just a plot that recognizes the restoration. So as we enter the temple, again, you just start to see just how incredibly ornate the interior is. There's a spot here where you can purchase incense and candles and offerings. So of course that money helps go towards the upkeep of the temple. And the temple is dedicated to the goddess of mercy. She's known as Guan Yin, and that's who is the center of this, what do you call that, shrine, I guess. And the top level there in the middle, across, there's the panels. They depict Buddha's journey to enlightenment. I only found that out later, so if I'd known at the time, I would have spent more time actually showing it. It's one of those places where there's just so much detail, you don't really know where to point your camera. But this lady who just knelt on the ground, you'll hear a lot of clacking later, and you might have noticed a cylinder. What she does is she shakes it, and I'll describe that a little later as well. So there's the goddess of mercy, which is who's the centerpiece deity that who is worshipped in the temple. So there's those panels across the top again that show Buddha's. Again, I should have really zoomed in on that, but that they show Buddha's journey to enlightenment. Now here we can hear that clacking on the floor. So just notice that noise. I will explain all of that in a moment. There's that shaking. So I was really curious by this point, but I didn't want to intrude on her and point the camera in her direction. We just get a glimpse here. So this is the next day when we're with the guide, and he shows that the stick that comes out of the canister and those two things there are all to do with. So that she shakes the stick out, there's a number on it that tells you which page in this book to look up to find out what the interpretation is. Let's just see if I can pause it there. So, for instance, if she'd shaken out a number 28, which is this page, um, and if those stones turn a certain way, she'll then refer to this book. And if she's pregnant and she wants to know what her baby's going to be, it says here that she's going to give birth to a boy. If you're seeking wealth, so you just whichever of these applies to you, what you're seeking an answer to, these sticks and the little heart crescent stones will give you the answer that you've come to the temple to seek. Just the incredible ornate detail, the gold everywhere, the rich colour of the timber. And here's some more of these doors. So as we exit the main hall, we then enter a sort of a courtyard area that encircles the main temple. And there's lots of little alcoves and prayer rooms dedicated to different things. And I have no idea how to interpret exactly what they all are, but they're all somehow different. Places to put your incense, different deities. And once again, the ornate detail. Depictions of nature and landscapes and daily life, aspects of daily life. And you've got to love this little um, potted plant and the way it's been shaped, don't you? Ooh, I hope you're not hearing my stomach. It's grumbling really loudly. These beautiful cabinets, they were just incredible. This one had little panels with birds. And this one had, I'm not even sure what they are, scrolls, I think, it looked like. Possibly musical instruments. I'm not even sure what these were on this one. Aren't they gorgeous, Sarah? They're just so lovely. And they're not called bonsai to the Chinese. I think from memory from going through the Chinese gardens in Sydney, they're called penjing. So this is one of the altars, and it's dedicated to the tiger god. It says the tiger is held in high esteem by the Chinese people and is therefore ascribed the title of king of the beasts. Worshippers bring with them a small piece of pork, a small amount of noodle, a piece of tofu, and an egg as offering to the tiger god. And apparently that's him. That's the tiger god there. Some of these alcoves, you can see in the back there, the small plaques. It's like a memorial hall, is my guess. Hi, Mary Lou. That's okay, no problem at all. So these little individual plaques had images, like portraits, on them. So my guess is that they are an individual memorial to individuals um, depicted here. So then we walked along the back of the temple, and this garden has a little rock garden with miniature statues to different deities depicted on like a small mountain up, would be my guess as to what it's depicting here. So that's the goddess of mercy in the front, and then it's surrounded by, I'm thinking different images of the Buddha, perhaps. Yeah, it is cool, isn't it, Mary Lou? So these are just photos I've inserted again because I didn't really get the footage that I really wanted that showed that roof line. These gorgeous flowers, I don't know if they're orchids or if there's something else. Irises maybe, but they're so pretty. Hey Bonnie, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. So just to recap, we're in the oldest temple in Malaysia. It's called Cheng Hun Teng Temple. And this is around the back of the temple where we have these small prayer alcoves. Now that guy over the back there in the portrait, I think I'll get closer to him. He's the Capitan. So the Dutch appointed a Capitan that represented the Chinese community. And he was the one that originally built this temple. His name escapes me. I'm hopeless with all the Chinese names. I did well to remember the name of the temple. But we see his that portrait there crops up a few times during our tours. Olympic sneezing. Will you keep it to yourself? Don't share it, will you, Bonnie? Catch up later? No problem. Thanks for popping by. And you'll notice that there's still a lot of mask wearing here in Malaysia, but it's obviously by choice. Here's some of these. Chinese version of the bonsai, the penjing. So we did a final scoot through the temple, one last view of it, and a monk had turned up. So this is what all the bell ringing is. He's here, he's turned up and he's ringing the bell. All right, so there we go. That was the first temple, and I think I might have mucked up completely in terms of how long does he ring the bell for? That's a really good question, Sarah. We didn't stick around to see the whole thing, but he was there for a good 10 or 15 minutes while we were there. But so we didn't see the entire thing, which was a bit of a shame. Um, but I would imagine that that is either signaling the commencement of a session of some sort, or it may well be part of a session. I'm not exactly sure what was happening at that point. So, did you enjoy that temple? That was the Cheng Hun Tang, the oldest temple in Malaysia. And I'm just going to have a look and see because I've stuffed up. Um, full confession, I've stuffed up. I somehow managed to completely lose. Isn't that terrible? Somehow managed to completely lose my video that I was going to show you for the second temple. So I'm about to see if I can find it somewhere else. So give me 2 seconds, and I'll see if I can track it down, and we'll at least see part of it. Let me see. It won't be edited though. That's the only problem. So it's this one here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. So let me see if we can get this one. I'm all over the place today, aren't I? All right. So I suspect. No, that's okay, Mary Lou. We're not finished yet. I want to at least show you some of this, and let's see how we go. So it is over here. We go to that folder there, and it's in. Ooh, it's this one. All right, let's have a go. Now, the music that accompanies much of this is actually what was playing in the temple while we were there. What we don't have, though, is some of the images that that I added in later. So this is the Shanglin Si temple, and this music is just playing the entire time we're inside the temple. This temple follows one branch of Buddhism, which is let me see what's called, Mahayana Mahayana Buddhism, and the temple was built in 1985. So it's only a fairly recent temple, but it was rebuilding a village-style wooden house that was built in 1958. And if it looks like it's buffering, I won't persist. I'm just keeping an eagle eye on how this performs. It doesn't look like it's performing too well, does it? Give it a minute or two and let's see. Yeah, no, that doesn't look like it's performing very well. Let's just scroll across a little. I think this one might be a bust, guys. Don't think this is going to work out for us. Oh, here we go. So what we have here along both sides of the temple are what they call the 18 Lohans, which would be the original followers of the It's gone. It's jumped ahead too far. Sorry. We will get there. Try here. So they were the original followers of Buddha, who've all attained enlightenment and reached nirvana. Yeah, it's not performing very well, is it? So what I think I'll do is I'll re-render this video and just upload it straight to YouTube, because it's misbehaving, and this is going to be tedious to watch me try and figure this out. So why don't we leave it there? Just scoot through here and see if there's anything watchable. Yeah, it's obviously not meant to go as slow as this. I'm going to stop it and pause stream now. So we'll stop the video. Stop. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but it looks to me like my stream's mucking up. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And all right, so that was a bit of a bust. So what I'll do is I'll re-render that video and upload it to YouTube, and I'll post that in the group so that you can actually. But I could see that my screen is freezing as well, so it looks like part of the problem is to do with the signal that I'm getting at the moment. So, all right. So, what are we doing for the next couple of days? Well, we're planning on doing the river cruise, which is we'll do that at sunset. So that goes along the river. Some of you may recall I saw that as a YouTube a Hago tour with one of the Hago guides did the river cruise in Malacca, and we're planning to do that probably tonight. I think would be the best time for us to do it, and I'll record that. Also, I'm going to go up into the tower, which is a pretty cool cosmic tower because it starts as a disc down at ground level. It's a rotating disc, and it goes all the way to the top of the tower. And so you go up, and then it circles around, and then it comes back down again. No problem at all, guys. Thank you for coming and joining me. And then the weekend we probably won't do very much because I expect it's going to be quite busy, and we're not big fans of huge crowds. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's the beginning of Chinese New Year. It's the start of school holidays. I expect there's going to be people everywhere this weekend. So we'll see. We're not really sure. We might just hunker down. And then on Monday, we're leaving Malacca and heading to Ipoh. So I'm going to try and get some video of the Chinese New Year events that I have seen. Try and get that up between now and the weekend if I can. The video editing part is quite time consuming. And I also have some footage from the Sultanate Palace, which is another museum. It's the only thing we've actually paid an entry charge for. I'm really looking forward to Ipoh. It's got the beautiful cave temples as well, Joanne. So yeah, looking forward to 2 weeks we've got there. So really looking forward to going there. All right. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me. Sorry that was a bit of a non-event this morning. I hope you enjoyed the walks through the Cheng Hun Teng temple. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. And keep an eye out. I know I don't have anything listed at the moment, but I'm going to try and get that Sultanate Palace tour, and there'll be some short clips from the fort with the monkeys and the ruins of the church on the top of the hill with the large monitor lizard. And there was a third thing. Oh, the cenotaph, which is a memorial to the Chinese during World War II when the Japanese occupied the Malaysia Peninsula. Um, there's some short clips of that all coming up in that tour. I think tomorrow might be too soon to aim for with that. I just don't get enough people coming on with such short notice. So we might aim for Saturday or Sunday. So keep an eye out for those. All right. Thanks, everybody. And see you again on the next one. Bye for now. Bye.